She did not see this one coming. Sunny Hostin has a knack for turning almost any conversation into a discussion about race.
Did you catch that? Sunny Hostin from The View just stirred up the basketball world, claiming Caitlin Clark's success is rooted in white privilege. Unreal, right?
And her comments about Caitlin Clark's success were no exception. She casually suggests that Clark's rising stardom somehow tied into white privilege, their favorite word.
LeBron James just jumped in to defend Caitlin Clark, and now this is way bigger than basketball. It's a full-blown media frenzy. Sports fans and commentators are fired up, so let's break down these wild takes, one by one. Buckle up, because it's about to get spicy. Sunny Hostin's latest comment on The View is making waves. She claimed Clark's success is tied to white privilege, sparking heated debates. Hostin, who says she's been a lifelong basketball fan, argued despite her love for the game, it doesn't show the same love for women.
You know, I've been a basketball fan since I can remember. I played basketball with my dad in Harlem when I was 5 years old. So I remember loving the game, and the game not necessarily loving women back, right? At all.
Sunny Hostin says she's been a long-time women's basketball fan and believes the sport isn't getting the recognition it deserves. But let's be real. Why is that? The WNBA has been around for years, yet it struggles to consistently deliver engaging content. In fact, the NBA subsidizes the league, essentially keeping it afloat like a charity. That raises some tough questions.
Nothing out of the ordinary yet. She's just spreading lies about how the game doesn't love women back, especially when you take in the fact that the WNBA is fully subsidized by the NBA, and the Women's League has literally only lost money since inception. Just to say, it's not profitable.
If Sunny truly believes the WNBA gets attention and that there's widespread bias against women's sports, why not take action? She could dedicate a segment on The View to promoting the league. At the very least, it would be a meaningful way to support the WNBA's growth, instead of just criticizing from the sidelines.
So I'm curious why they don't have a weekly segment to promote it every single week, right?
Here's where it gets wild. Sunny Hostin, the self-proclaimed queen of controversy, took things up a notch and sent the internet into overdrive. She dropped the now infamous phrase, white, pretty, and high privilege. Her point, Caitlin Clark's success isn't just about her undeniable talent. Hostin suggests there's something deeper fueling her rise.
That being said, I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege. And we have to acknowledge that. And so part of it is about race.
Hostin didn't stop there. She took it a step further, bringing Brittany Griner into the conversation for a jaw-dropping comparison. According to Hostin, Clark is seen as more relatable primarily because of her race. It was a bold statement that's only added more fuel to the debate.
Because if you think about the Brittany Griners of the world, you know, why did we have to go to play in Russia?
They wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay, not because she was black, but because they didn't believe in
this is part of my point. So now, you know, Caitlin Clark is bringing this money, these sponsorships.
Hostin went on to suggest that Griner's race influenced how she was treated in the league. But here's where it gets even more controversial. She linked Clark's success to her perceived connection with the LGBTQ+ community. Hostin pointed out that the WNBA has a significant number of black players and many who identify as LGBTQ+. Then she claimed Clark is more relatable to a wider audience because she's straight. Can you believe she actually said that? This take is wild. Listen to this.
Unfortunately, there still is that stigma against the LGBTQ+ community. 70% of the WNBA is a third of the players are in the LGBTQ+ community.
You might be wondering how anyone could reduce Caitlin Clark's incredible talent to just her appearance. Sunny Hostin's comments have sparked outrage, with critics saying that she's undermining Clark's hard work and skill. Many are pointing out that if someone claimed LeBron James' success was due to his race, he'd be labeled racist. So, is there a double standard here? It's a question that's got people talking.
Though, why does Sunny feel the need to make everything about race or looks? Reducing Caitlin Clark's incredible success to white privilege isn't just a take, it's outright disrespectful to all of the women in the WNBA she claims to champion. It dismisses the sheer hard work, talent, and dedication Clark has put into the perfecting of her craft.
Sunny Hostin's claims about Caitlin Clark's privilege and success are truly shocking. She essentially argues that Clark's rise to fame and opportunities are more about her looks and race than her record-breaking performances or how she's revolutionizing the game. But just as the debate over Clark's privilege heats up, a surprising voice cuts through: LeBron James. Just defending Clark, he's connecting with her in a way no one expected. What does the NBA legend see in this rising WNBA star that's got fired up? LeBron isn't just supporting Clark, he's empathizing with her. Believe it? The king of basketball himself said,
"I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aliyah Boston does amazing. I hope they do great. I'm just kind of in this mode right now."
LeBron knows what it's like to be in the spotlight, and he sees parallels between his own journey and Caitlin Clark's rise. But here's where it gets really interesting. LeBron doesn't just stop at supporting Clark. He takes it a step further and calls out the haters. He's not holding back, saying,
"There's a very small number of men and women that actually get to live out their dream of playing a professional sport. And we have grown men and women out here doing whatever they can to try to make sure that does not happen. That is the worst thing in the world, but it is what it is, and I'm glad that Caitlin great head on her."
LeBron has experienced the negativity firsthand, and he's not tolerating it, just like Clark. From his rookie season to his veteran years, LeBron faced relentless criticism and scrutiny. Now, he sees Caitlin Clark facing that same kind of pressure. He knows exactly what she's going through.
LeBron is a somewhat sensible person. Much like Caitlin, he also had a career where every move, be it on the court or off, was put under a microscope. He faced criticism for nearly everything, like his decision to leave Cleveland for Miami, the way he plays the game being too soft, or his political and social commentary. Yet despite that, LeBron has remained focused on the game, building a legacy that puts him in the greatest of all time conversation. Caitlin Clark finds herself in a similar situation, and she's drawing the attention of toxic people who can only dream of achieving her level of success in their respective fields.
You might be wondering, why is LeBron so invested in this? Well, he sees something big happening in women's basketball. He's noticed how Caitlin Clark is changing the game, and he's been vocal about it, saying,
"One thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. I saw for the first time that they had a chartered plane for the first time in their league history. They flew private. That should be celebrated. And it's because of Caitlin Clark. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA."
LeBron isn't just talking about Caitlin Clark's talent. He's recognizing her impact on the entire WNBA. Let's break down LeBron's defense of Clark point by point. First, he relates to her position in the spotlight. Then, he calls out the critics trying to tear her down. Finally, he highlights the positive change she's bringing to the sport. It's a powerful statement from one of basketball's greatest players. But here's the kicker. LeBron's not just defending Clark, he's giving her advice. He tells her to enjoy the moment and not get caught up in the negativity. It's like he's passing the torch, handle the pressure of being at the top.
But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go, have fun, enjoy.
Martin looking. Here's Clark. She fires and goes! She hit it!
Rookie leader in points, assists, and three-pointers. There is exceeding expectations, and then there is whatever Caitlin Clark continues to do in her rookie in the WNBA. She has taken every bar set for her and gone.
She's also bringing more eyes to the sport. For instance, quote, Fox executive Michael reported that Clark's games on TV averaged around 1.2 million viewers, which is almost 3 times the audience of the average WNBA game, averaging around 400,000 viewers. More people started attending the Fever's games too. Tim Reynolds, who's an AP reporter, said, quote, when Clark's team played, they averaged around 16,000 fans this season, while non-Fever games only averaged around 8,500.
But it's also acknowledgement that Caitlin Clark is the golden goose. She's the cash cow. And wherever she goes, ratings follow. The WNBA draft, the doubleheader to open the NBA season. Ratings.